recently we painted our door green, came out really nice, but I think we made a big mistake because the paint is just not doing good. We chose a latex paint because we just didn't know any better and we were just like, it's fine. But since letting this cure, we're realizing that it still has a little bit of stickiness to it, like latex paint sometimes does. And it's really fragile. Like if I scratch it, it flakes off easy. Not flakes, but you know, chips. It's soft, and we're worried about the longevity of it. We've done this before with doors, painted them with like latex paint, and they do chip up easily. Mm-hmm. It just feels like weird. It feels like oily.
Feels oily.
Yeah, and tacky and just gross. So we've been really thinking about this. A lot of you guys said, why did you do latex? You should have done oil-based or something. And you're right. And today we're going to be fixing our mistake. We're stripping this door and we're going to paint it again.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, mistakes happen. You live and you learn.
We're always learning all the time.
Yeah. You know, it just... You see these chips right here? Look at this, just running my nail down the edge here.
It just comes off so easy. And this feels like very oily and gross.
And it does look bad right here because I brushed over it after it was drying. But I mean, yeah, it's just...
You can see all this like dust. Sawdust clinging to the oil.
Yeah. Ooh, it's making my hands feel gross.
Yeah.
So we did some research. We said, how do we fix this mess that we caused? And first thing we have to do is strip the paint off the door. I was looking around at paint strippers and there was like citrus strip or something. There was different citrus-based strippers, but they actually say do not use them on fiberglass. We have a fiberglass door. So we didn't want to ruin it. They say it can ruin the fiberglass resin. So after looking around and reading a lot of reviews and a lot of questions and all this stuff, this is what we found. This is Max Strip Paint and Varnish Stripper, and they say it's safe for like most surfaces, and they specifically list fiberglass doors. So this should be safe for the door. It won't ruin the fiberglass, and hopefully takes the paint off within, say, half an hour. Mm-hmm. Let's try it. I've never done this before.
Where's those brushes? Wow. There goes the tarp.
Guess I have to pull the weather stripping back out. Oh no.
What?
The weather stripping is ripping.
What? That's not good.
That's really bad. Look at it. It was pulling off one side. I was looking at this side. I didn't know it was doing this over here.
Well, we'll have to buy a new one. Mm-hmm. They must sell them, right?
Yeah. I hope it doesn't... I'm going to try not to get it on the glass too much because I don't know if it'll affect the silicone seal.
That's what I was worried about.
So now we can't let this dry on the door, they say. So that we're going to have to try to keep it wet for the next up to probably half an hour. So I'll just keep working it. Okay, we have a pretty good coat of stripper on there. And now we're just waiting. It's a waiting game. I'm going to make sure it stays wet. Every so often, I'm going to try to scrape it and just see if it's loosening up. And I'll just try to get it off as soon as I can. But I mean, it might take some time. But it's already softening. Look at that. Did you see that? That's cool.
Yeah.
Let me give it a couple more minutes because I feel like that's... It could probably come off even easier.
Or is it the scraper? It's probably the door.
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah. Good.
What is it?
We're taking the paint off with something.
Yeah, it's just weird. There's a concave to the door here. Really makes it slow. That's alright.
Yep.
This is going to be the hard part, doing all this fine trim work. I don't even know how to do it.
Maybe, put the scraper in the rag.
Well, maybe just my fingers will be enough, I don't know, but this part's going to be annoying. I don't know, Ash. I think it's fine. It's better than sanding. No, that takes a lot of work. Alright guys, we did the best we could and we got most of the green paint off. I would say like 99% of it. You can see out here on the trim, we kind of gave up. But the door itself, I mean, check it out. You could almost not even know it was painted. Unless you get close up, you can see some of the, you know, remnants here and there, especially in these cracks. It took a lot of work, a lot of elbow grease. I'm not worried about out here because this actually doesn't get a lot of abuse. The problem was that while we were working on the door, the stripper dried and I didn't get all this off in time, but we'll worry about that later and it might even be fine. I just wanted the door to be better because I don't want chipping and peeling paint on the door. So I can't believe we did it though. It literally took, what, a couple hours probably. This is the kind of project that would be so much easier in a way if you could lay the door flat and have it just sit on the surface. But I don't even know how to take these off without unscrewing the hinges. These are ball bearing hinges and the pin doesn't come out. I don't know. I don't want to mess with them. So we did it. It worked. It's done. And now we're going to be getting ready to repaint. Oh, and after we did the stripper, I actually cleaned it with some spray cleaner and then I went over it with vinegar, just straight vinegar on a rag to clean all the glass and get all the residue off it. And I think it's totally clean and ready for repainting. And so we begin again with a white door, and we're going to be painting it. Let me show you the paint we got this time. Now we had some recommendations to use oil paint, and that is a smart choice probably for a door. But I did find this, and it looked interesting. I thought I'd try it. It is Valspar Door and Trim Oil Enriched Enamel. So it's durable as oil, but soap and water cleanup, pretty easy. It says resists scuffs and scratches. That's what I want. Anti-fade. It says no sanding or priming needed. So that's the only size. They don't sell a gallon of this. We don't need a gallon right now, but they only sell these little cans. But it looked like just the right product for what we need. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we painted this door green, after it was done, I said that we're not really sure if we should have went darker or not. We liked the color. It was totally cool, but we almost wish we went a shade darker. So we said, since we're going through this work to repaint the door, let's try the shade darker and see how it comes out. So we went ahead and darkened it up. This one is called Ginkgo Tree. So Ginkgo Tree, it is literally the next step up from Irish Paddock, which is what we had on the door originally. I think it's going to be fine darker or lighter. Both are beautiful, but since we already went light, we can, you know, try something different. This time also, we're not making the mistake of painting with rain in the forecast. It's a beautiful day, and we're not supposed to have rain for the next few days. So if we get a coat on now, we can get a coat on tomorrow, and it should have plenty of time to cure with no wetness in the air. It's going to be perfect.
We just got the door all masking taped up, and we're ready to paint now.
I have a normal brush, but I'm also going to try this painting pad. I use this for shellac, and it works awesome, but I'm going to see how it works with paint. Now I'm going to do the trim first with the brush, because obviously the other thing won't won't get in there. Just got some chunks in there from the paint stripping. Let me get into the technique here and feel it. Boy, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, we don't know how it'll dry. If it'll like meld away or what.
Let me compare it to brushing.
It's similar to a brush. There's brush. There's pad.
Yeah.
They look the same.
So maybe I'll just do some more of this. Now I made the mistake of letting some of these edges dry last time and it made it difficult, so I'm going to try to keep this edge working down. I mean, it speeds it up.
A lot.
Let me get these. So it doesn't do well at holes. Okay, I don't want to touch that anymore. You know what this is good for though? Really, like these clean breaks.
Yeah.
I see some specks up here in the paint.
It's okay.
Oops.
Alright, we got this whole side of the door painted. It actually looks really nice.
Are you almost done?
It'll probably darken a little bit when it dries. So now we'll just paint the other side and show you when it's done.
It's the next day, a new day. This dried overnight and it is looking really good. I'm already happy that we chose this paint because it's not tacky at all. It feels really like it should. Well, even though it looks streaky, that's because it's the first coat, it actually looks pretty smooth. The finish doesn't look bad at all. We're gonna go ahead and get that second coat on. We're gonna finish this behind the scenes because green on green is boring to watch, but we're gonna try to show you it when it's all done, and I'm excited. And we have decided to just do all the jams a different color, so we're not bothering painting those right now. Alright guys, it's done. We got the second coat on. It looks really good. You can see the lines like you know, from brushing, but it's fine.
Only when you're up close, really.
Yeah, the color is good. I don't think it's going to be a regret that we went darker. I think it looks nice. We still got to take the tape off. We're going to wait for that to dry. This is still semi-wet. It's still drying, so it's going to look better and better probably as it goes, but it's going to be good. We're going to give it a few days of really like curing before we put the hardware on. We like to make sure it's solid and not going to be soft and weird. But this paint should do the trick. I don't think we're going to have to redo this again. I found that pad worked really good, that kind of flat pad painter, but it took some practice, and I found that I basically had to not load it with paint, just get paint sucked into it and scrape it off, and then it was like a little bit of paint, and then I just put firm pressure, because at first I was doing like a lot of paint on it, and then kind of lightly doing it. It was putting too much paint on, and if you push hard, it gives it a cleaner finish.
Yeah.
So it just took some finessing, but I liked it because you could just go down and it covers so quick. And I don't have to sit there brushing over and over again.
And that makes even more marks.
Yeah. You still can see those lines, but it almost gives it more of a character, like wood or something. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if a roller would have done any better, or if that would have been orange peel. And
I don't want to ever try rollers again on a door.
Yeah.
After what we went through in the last house.
Yeah. Trial and error. We're still learning. Anyway, the door is done. New green.
The color is Ginkgo tree, so I will link that below.
So we'll be showing the door finished soon. Tape off, hardware on. It's going to look good. Stay tuned for that. But that's all we have for now. So until next time, take care.
Bye.
Bye.